Title: Poor Filipino boy sings Hotel California, judges cry and smash golden buzzer. In the heart of Manila, beneath a sky of tangled electric wires and fading colors of the sunset, 12-year-old Miguel Santos sat on an old wooden crate, his guitar missing a string, his clothes worn thin, and his eyes holding dreams far bigger than the slum he lived in. Every evening, Miguel sang at the same street corner outside a small eatery. The sizzling sound of food and the chatter of hungry workers were his backdrop. He didn't sing for fame, he sang for food, for his sick mother who couldn't work, and for the little hope that music might one day carry him out of this life. His voice, soft yet soulful, had a magic that made people pause, drop coins, and sometimes tears. But Miguel didn't see himself as special. To him, he was just a boy who had lost too much too soon, his father to a storm at sea, his dreams to poverty, and his innocence to the streets. Still, music was his light. His father used to say, "When you sing, son, the world listens with its heart." Those words stayed with him like a prayer. One day, a tall man with a camera stopped near Miguel's corner. He recorded a short clip as the boy sang Hotel California, a song Miguel had learned by listening to an old radio at a junk shop. He didn't understand all the words, but he understood the feeling. The haunting melody seemed to echo his life, a place you can check into but never leave. The next morning, the video was everywhere. Millions watched the barefoot boy from Manila singing with a voice that carried pain, hope, and something unexplainably beautiful. Miguel woke up to a crowd outside his shack. Reporters, bloggers, curious neighbors. For the first time, the world wanted to know his name, and among those watching from another world, bright lights, shiny stages, and roaring crowds, was Asia's Got Talent. A week later, Miguel and his mother were flown to Singapore. It was his first time on an airplane, his first time seeing the world beyond broken streets. He looked out the window, clouds below him like soft pillows, and whispered to his mother, "Mama, do you think Papa can see me?" She smiled weakly, her eyes glistening. "He never stopped watching you, Anik. Sing for him." The day of the audition, the stage was massive. The lights were blinding. Miguel's heart pounded like thunder in his chest. The judges sat before him, world-famous artists, sharp eyes, and skeptical smiles. The audience murmured. A small boy, poor clothes, shaking hands out. He clutched his cracked guitar, stepped into the spotlight, and the host whispered, "Whenever you're ready." Then silence, and Miguel began to sing. At first, his voice was trembling on a dark desert highway, but soon, it grew. The crowd fell silent. The judges leaned forward. His voice wasn't just a sound, it was a story. Every note carried the weight of hunger, loss, and endless nights under flickering streetlights. When he reached the chorus, "Welcome to the Hotel California," something magical happened. His voice soared, raw and beautiful. The lights dimmed slightly, almost as if the universe wanted to listen to. By the end of the song, tears were streaming down one judge's face. The other sat frozen, hands clasped under her chin, and when Miguel strummed the final chord, there was silence for half a heartbeat, then an explosion of applause. The audience rose to their feet. One of the judges stood up, wiping tears. "Miguel," she whispered, voice trembling, "I've heard many singers, but none who made me feel like this. You sang your soul." Then, without another word, she slammed the golden buzzer. Golden confetti rained down like blessings from the heavens. Miguel froze, looking around as if unsure it was real. His mother stood backstage, crying uncontrollably, hands pressed to her mouth. Miguel fell to his knees, clutching his guitar, his tears mixing with the glitter. It was the moment his father's words came true. The world was listening with its heart. Over the next weeks, Miguel became a global sensation. Interviews, fan letters, and offers flooded in. Yet he stayed humble. Every performance, he sang barefoot. "To remember where I came from," he'd say. In the finals, he performed an emotional acoustic version of "You Raise Me Up." His mother, now healthier with medical help from show sponsors, watched proudly. He didn't win the competition, but he won something greater: love, dignity, and a chance to live his dream. Months later, Miguel started a small foundation called Strings of Hope, giving instruments to children in poor neighborhoods across the Philippines. "No child should feel forgotten," he said at the opening, "because every heart has a song." Years passed. Miguel became one of the most respected voices in Asia, not just for his talent, but for his kindness. He often returned to the same street corner where it all began, singing for the children who reminded him of his younger self.